Hey, you don't look confident, Bo. You don't look confident when you're doing that. You don't look confident.
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar, sponsored by Chiefs Blitz.com, presented by UnderdogFantasy.com. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
He got the winning Super Bowl touchdown.
Okay, got a catch. Anybody could have made that catch.
The Kansas City Chiefs select Josh Simmons, offensive tackle, Ohio State.
You did it, man. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Guys, y'all got it. Comic. Guys, y'all.
I don't know what the trade details are. Hold on.
Boom.
They got
Worthy.
Xavier Worthy.
Isn't that crazy? It's been 11 months since the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, and it's gone by so fast.
Oh, it's time to piss Dre off. Pull up a picture of 81. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Rasheed
Smith, let's go!
There it is. The Chiefs have done their perfect draft.
Dre's gone. I don't know where he's gone.
Yo, welcome to the show. It's a Chiefs Blitz night. Breaking down the plays, keeping everything tight. From my homes to the defense, we can be the scoop. Real talk, real stats, we the ultimate troop.
Are we there?
There we go. Wake
There
up.
we go. I don't know what happened. There we go. It is Friday. It is Friday. Welcome to Red Friday. Sorry, I was posting some stuff on our social media for the podcast today. Welcome to the Four Guys in Bar podcast. My name is Nick Athan, your host, with the Juice Kid, Lou Montagna, and Andre Tillman.
What's happening?
We are here Friday to take your questions, talk about Kingsley Suamataia and how big a game it is tonight for him. We'll update you on the Rasheed Rice situation. And it is game day in Kansas City. The Kansas City Chiefs will be on NFL Network for those out of market, and you'll be able to watch the Chiefs play the Seattle Seahawks without quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Does not appear he's going to play. I don't think Travis Kelce or Chris Jones is going to play. I think it's going to be the new offensive line, and going to be a lot of backups, and a lot of draft picks. They're going to get their day in the sun tonight, or maybe in the rain, because it rains a lot in Seattle. So absolutely should be fun, entertaining. 9 o'clock Central Time. What is that, Mango? 5 o'clock in the morning for you?
Kickoff's at 3 a.m. for me. So
3 a.m. So do you take a nap and then you wake up, or you're just going to wait till you get up in the morning and watch it?
I'm just going to power on through until the end.
Damn, it's got to be good to be young, man. You can do all those kinds of things. I can't do that.
Gotta be young in spirit.
Got to be young in spirit. So anyway,
Gotta
we're
be
going to have
young
a
in
great
spirit.
We're going to have a great show today. Obviously, we had a breaking news show yesterday. We'll dive into that a little more. But before we get started, let's talk about our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Play now in Missouri. If you're looking for a great fantasy game, we've teamed up with UnderdogFantasy.com. You can play $5 and get $50. You can use the special promo code Chiefs Blitz. The game is available in 33 states. Check out the availability map. You must be 18, 19, or 21 years older to play. But it's an outstanding game. The app is very simple. You can deposit and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash for new customers, and make sure you use the Chiefs Blitz code, and so you can register to start playing this amazing game. Play Pick'em on Underdog. You can, with all your favorite NBA players, James, Curry, Ball, anybody and everybody who's in the NBA, you can play higher or lower. It is an amazing product. It's very simple to use. If I can do it, anybody can. And just make sure when you log on to UnderdogFantasy.com, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. That's right. We make it easy around here to use that and join Underdog Fantasy. All you got to do is hit the code where it says scan here. Just stick your camera up there. It goes right to the link. It'll go right to our Chiefs Blitz site. Make sure you use the promo code Chiefs Blitz. And deposit 5, play 5. You get $50 bonus dollars and a chance to win.
So, Nick, do you have your selections for our?
I didn't play last night. No, I didn't. I thought I was going to. If we get a break here, or maybe we're running something else, I'll take a quick gander. Yeah, play Gardner Minshew tonight for sure. I would go with both yards, and I would go with +1 touchdown. I think he's going to I think he's going to play a lot. I think he's going to play the first half tonight. All right. What's the other big game tonight on ESPN?
I don't know. I think
All
the
right.
Falcons.
Everybody
Falcons
tune in
play
to those
somebody.
Chiefs. They tune in to those Chiefs.
Both
Falcons,
are on
Titans.
NFL Network.
Yeah.
Falcons,
Yeah.
Titans.
Well, so you probably get Ward's probably going to play a bit.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I would play Ward. I would go the plus on
Penix
Ward
is
too.
basically a rookie. He'll probably play a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just play Ward and Minshew and just pick one other quarterback. Again, that's the easiest way to do it because you can kind of guess, have a pretty good idea. If you do a little research, is the first team defense going to play this game, or is it, just kind of have to watch and see. Royals, I don't know if Royals was in there. I don't think he was in there last week, but he might be in this week. I haven't looked. We had a family gathering last night. We went to the
Disrespected if he wasn't. Come on, man.
Yeah, it should be. He definitely should be. So again, play the quarterbacks. I'll try to do a better job next week.
Right, you can hear the music, fellas, which can only mean one thing. It's
We're doing
time
this.
for Fact or Cap. Lou,
That's
take it
right,
away.
gang. It's Friday.
let's
You know
dive
what we
into
do.
it.
You know what we do on Fridays. I'm going to read 3 statements. Since it is kind of fantasy football draft season, it's kind of centers around that. Hopefully, you guys out there, if you have any fantasy questions, as a matter of fact, not necessarily that we'll answer them on this show, but if you have questions, go ahead and fire them off into the social media. We'll gather them up and we'll hit them as we go. Or today, if we have time at the end, go ahead and ask your fantasy questions. So here we go. Actually, on 2 different teams, we have 2 new wide receiver pairings, and they could turn out to be pretty damn impressive. So there you see the Rams, Puka, and Devontae Adams. Now, this is all assuming that Matt Stafford is the quarterback. But Puka, obviously, in his first 2 years has been extremely productive, right? I mean, he only, I think, like 5 wide receivers have more targets per game than he does over the first 2 years, 9.5 targets per game. So, volume is big in fantasy football. But he's only scored 9 touchdowns combined in his first 2 years. Devontae is just normally lights out. I mean, in pretty much his entire career, I think he's had double-digit touchdowns 6 not consecutive years, but 6 years during the course of his career. And he's also a very high volume guy. And currently in most leagues, the average draft position, you can get Devontae in the 4th round, where Puka is pretty much going to be guaranteed to go first round in just about any draft. So the statement is this. Let's go. We're choosing chaos. Devontae will outscore Puka for the season in fantasy football.
Ooh.
Fact or cap?
Go, man, go.
I'm going to go Cap. I think Puka's going to have a better year fantasy-wise.
Wow. You know what? I gotta agree with the Juice Kid on that one too. I kind of have the same gut feeling as well. So definitely Cap for me.
I'm going Cap, man, because Puka, he's young, more energetic, and I'm pretty sure he learned a lot from Devontae. So I'm gonna go Cap, man. Puka takes it.
Yeah, being bold here, that would be a tough one. Like I said, I mean, the disparity in where you get them, it may be more of a value to go with Devontae because you can kind of hold off and maybe fill a different position in the first round, maybe a running back, depending on where you draft. But that's an interesting one to keep an eye on because they did kind of actually went a little bit older at wide receiver by releasing Cooper Kupp and brought Devontae in. So there's got to be some method to the madness. Second one, of course, we've talked about in the past, but Dallas Cowboys, you got CD and now George Pickens, right? And can they both finish in the top 12? I mean, it's happened before. In 22, actually 2 tandems did it. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, Tyreek and Waddle, both tandem. Each guy finished as a top 12 fantasy performer. So the statement is this. Because of the prolific offense, because of Dak Prescott and so forth, will CD Lamb, or let's put it more definitive, CD and George will both be top 12 wide receiver performers in fantasy football this year. Mango.
Someone who's not present is going to hate me for saying this, but I don't think George Pickens is all that special.
Ooh.
Ooh. I would put money on CD for sure being in the top 12, but I don't think you're going to get me agreeing that good old Pickens is going to get himself in there. So, cap for me.
What do you think, Nick?
Yeah,
Jerry's
you know,
boys here.
What's that?
Jerry's boys here.
I don't want to get talking about Jerry. It's just depressing. You know, I'm gonna say cap as well. You know, I this is the hardest team to figure out, don't you think? You know,
Well, in terms of one-loss record and playoffs,
everything.
Yes,
Everything.
The
You have no
thing
idea
that-
what the Cowboys.
the thing that you got to believe that when Dak is healthy, they typically, I mean, they score a ton. They score a lot of points.
Yeah,
he
they
throws
do.
for a lot of yards. And with those guys and CD getting less double coverage and so forth, this could definitely happen. I think it's all on Dak. But hey, it's up to you, Nick. Come on, fact or
I'm gonna go fact.
wow. Okay.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna go fact too. Shit, what the hell, man? You got Pickens, and you got CD. Oh, it's fact all day. It's fact.
Okay, so yeah, it is a difficult thing to pull off because usually, you know, if one guy's scoring that many points and getting that many receptions and so forth, you know, it's hard to.
I
feed
believe in you,
two.
Pickens. I believe in you. Son.
But you get Jamar and T Higgins normally are sniffing that. I think Jordan Addison and JJ probably have a chance, but Jordan's missing 3 games. But
Right.
Again, this could be a value proposition because, you know, again, CD pretty much a first-round pick in any format.
2 young studs, man.
And George Pickens currently, again, this is an aggregate of all the different top leagues,
Sure.
meaning Yahoo and NFL Network and ESPN, that he's rated around wide receiver 29. So again, this could be a huge value proposition, as we talked about Devontae as well. But I think there's a chance. It's just that's such a tough thing to do. All right, so we have to throw a Chiefs one in here. And if you're of a mind or play in leagues with IDP or individual defensive player, here are 3 guys with the Chiefs, right? Now, 2 of them seem to, you kind of fit in here. And then all of a sudden you got number 54 over there. What the hell is Lou thinking at this point? What do these 3 guys have in common? Well, here you go, gang. Bold as bold can be.
Ta-da.
Leo Chenal, not Chris Jones, not George Karlaftis, will lead the Chiefs in sacks this season. Fact or cap?
Gonna be a long season if this comes true.
Don't get me wrong.
What are we doing?
I love Leah, but not this year. I would be incredibly surprised if it was the case that he was our, leading sack person. So once again,
Spags has plans for him. It's a contract year. He's in that Wisconsin lineage, man. These guys are freaky athletes, and they're just so underrated. You don't expect it, but here we go. Where we are, Nick.
Cap. There's no way. There's no way.
Big cap.
There's no way.
Big cap.
There's no way.
Leo is going to get this done. I'm telling you.
Why do you think that?
I think he's going to be coming off the edge a lot more.
Well, probably.
With his hand in the dirt, I think he's going to be coming on more blitzes. And the fact that it's kind of unexpected where you're going to, pretty much, slant your offensive line towards Chris Jones or towards George Karlaftis. Now, you got some of the other rookies in there that could have a chance, but just Leo's just such a sneaky athlete that if he gets the opportunities, this is going to be a thing. I truly believe this is going to be a thing this year.
All right.
You heard it here first, folks. Leo
heard it from
Chenal, big time pass rusher.
Hell
and he's
no.
gonna ask for the moon coming up after the season. So
Well, good luck, man.
We'll see about that.
that is going to do it for this week's version of Factor Cap, the fantasy football draft version. We'll probably hit this again next week, as a lot of lot of drafts are going to be happening over the next few weeks leading up to the first week of the season. So, like I said, if you have any fantasy questions, fire away. But, of course, always brought to you by our folks at Underdog.
All right, I got my parlay ready. I'm ready to announce.
Wow. So, Nick, in the time we went through Factor Cap, you've made some selections.
I've made my decisions.
And you're putting down your hard-earned American dollars.
I am.
Here we go. This is unprecedented, folks.
$237.
Nick is calling his shot.
All right,
let's go.
Here we go. First up, Gardner Minshew, higher 0.5 passing touchdowns. Sam Darnold, higher, more than 55.5 passing yards. Jalen Royals, higher, more than 21.5 receiving yards. And Cam Ward to throw at least one touchdown. So that's my play. I'm hitting the play button right now.
What are the odds, Nick?
What's that?
What are the odds?
If I win, I'll win $237.25.
And what was what was your investment?
My investment was $25.
Wow. Okay. So that's significant.
I'm taking a portion of my winnings.
Preseason game. You don't know how long they're going to play. All right.
There it is.
That's it, folks. And again, it's so simple. Scan the QR, put in Chiefs Blitz for your promo code, and you just get started. And
that's just Friday's game. I only do it the day of the game. I don't reach into.
Nick's going to make you money, and then on top of that, if you sign up, he's also going to send you a signed card or something. Come on, it's like stealing. We have no idea how they stay in business, but they do. So
there it is.
I appreciate it. It's been a great couple of weeks for me. All right, so what else we got going? Oh yeah, let's not forget the ultimate ride, the Derek Thomas Mercedes-Benz
raffle.
When
you win your $100, here you go.
There you go. You win your $100. It's very simple. A winner will be chosen on October 16th, 2025. All you got to do is scan me where it says, hit the QR code. There's a process. There's a step you have to make, but it gets you right to the page. Tickets are $100 for your chance to win the ultimate ride from the man himself, Derek Thomas. All proceeds, 100%. We'll go to the Derek Thomas Third and Long Foundation, Neil Smith, and also Deron Cherry's foundation. It's a great cause. Been working with them for years. Highly recommend the investment. It's good for the charity. It helps a lot of local schools, a lot of local kids. Got a great reading program, and they do so much in the community. And this is a way for them to score some really big bucks to help people even more this year. So we're excited to partner with them here at ChiefsBlitz.com. And again, if you're looking for a piece of Chiefs history, yesterday was the anniversary when the Lamar Hunt decided he was going to move the team from Dallas to Kansas City. In honor of that, I'm selling one of my prize footballs that includes Bobby Bell, Emmett Thomas, Len Dawson, Willie Neer, all Hall of Fame inscriptions. It was done years ago. And then we added Johnny Robinson to the ball when he was inducted in 2019. So it's a $1,450, free shipping, comes with a case, and it's all yours. There you go.
For the low price of $1,450.
Yeah, for the low price of $1,400. It's a bargain.
At any price, because again, they're all Hall of Famers.
All right,
mint condition. Come on,
mint condition. For those that have been watching the Chiefs Kingdom series, I'm only episode 1. Chris Jones has a message for the family. We'll see you next year in the Super Bowl. It's a great series. What I saw in the first episode was great. I can't wait to watch the rest of it. And remember, Super Bowl 60 will be February 8th, 2026 in San Francisco, California.
Santa Clara, Nick. Come on.
Santa Clara, San Francisco. It's all the same to me. Oakland, whatever it is.
So the second episode is all about Coach Reed. And it is just amazing because, you've seen some of the clips before, the punt, pass, and kick, that he's just like this giant out there. But, the stuff at BYU and just a lot of different photos that I don't think I've ever seen before of him. And just, I guess, the way they're talking, like, what a great athlete he really was, and how he met his wife at BYU. They played racquetball on their first date. It's just very, very touching. And then just taking them all the way through. I mean, a lot of Green Bay footage, obviously a lot of Philadelphia footage.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot about it. I mean, we've read and seen some things, and Andy doesn't usually open up. And again, you've seen it, Lou. I haven't. I'm assuming he opens up pretty thick here and kind of goes into a little bit more detail.
Yeah. Well, the difficult part when he was talking about his son, his oldest son that was on his staff, and he had been dealing with
Addiction.
drug and alcohol addiction and so forth, and then eventually commit suicide, and just had, kind of dealing with that. And it was pretty. Yeah, it got in depth, and you could tell. I mean, he was choking up. That was hard, but. But anyway, I mean, really, it's just really well done so far. I think Patrick is involved with his production company is involved in it as well.
It is. He is.
But no, it was really good, and they brought it. I think John Harbaugh had a piece because of the little card that he has that coach has in his office, just in handwritten. Don't judge. And he kind of went through that, kind of what that meant and why he still has it in his office. And it's just really cool. I mean, if you haven't seen it, just don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole here. But for the first one, we talked about it. That bunker, I want to see an entire episode devoted strictly to that. That would have been amazing, because even when those guys are just like kind of walking through it, it's like surreal. You're like, where are they? What is this?
Yeah, I've been in those caves many, many, many times.
Wow, I'm sure Hense has too, just by mistake. He was out walking one day,
but they're miles of caves. It doesn't smell great down there, and there's not a lot of air circulation. There's air circulation, but it's pretty stale, and there's a lot of dead ends in that place too. You could definitely get lost, but it's the facility's owned by the Hunt family. It has miles and miles and miles of basically businesses in there that store very sensitive stuff, some unsensitive stuff. Some people have their businesses and offices in there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we got a question from Weston. Weston,
we do.
Has anybody heard who's actually playing tonight? Or all the main stars not playing tonight?
Well, I heard Andy Reid might not. He said just depends. Just depends.
Yeah, I don't think Patrick's going to play. I don't think that.
Yeah.
I mean, Patrick's not even in the Underdog Fantasy chain tonight, so pretty much tells you he's not playing.
I think Pat shouldn't play. I don't think Pat shouldn't play anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
I think there's some concerns with the pitch in Seattle, which is maybe playing into it, from what I've heard.
And for you Americans watching, when Juice Kid says the pitch, that's the field.
Yes,
right? It's the surface. Yeah. So that's just wanted to make that clarification. Right.
Thanks, Lou. Appreciate that.
Yes, that's why I'm here.
Look at Crystal trying to steal your thunder. Factor cap. Will the Kingdom franchise face number 15 pass for more than 4,500 yards and 35 touchdowns?
Yeah, that's a big ask. I think that could be a sweet spot, because I think if it was any more than that, you're almost afraid of what the hell was happening. That he's got to be throwing the ball that much.
Yeah.
Right? But I think just a normal offense, which would be much more explosive than last year, but not like guns blazing, having to throw the ball 50 times a game, a la Burrow and his Avengers. The record probably will reflect it, that it wasn't that great of a season. So I think it's going to be close. I think you're pretty damn close to nailing it there, Crystal.
Yeah, Crystal. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna hit both marks. I think he's gonna go scorched earth this year. Nothing's gonna derail that thought out of my brain, based on everything that I've heard. His focus. He wants to go back to 50 touchdowns and 5,000 yards.
Nick says scorch the earth.
Scorch the earth. Take care of all those pretenders in the AFC. Give them no hope. This is going to be a full throttle off for the next 2 to 3 years.
No hope.
This is going to be a full throttle offense. You watch.
I like that. And you, Nick.
Okay, so my question to all of you fellas, obviously with the quote from Chris Jones here, who will the Chiefs be playing in Super Bowl 60?
I got it.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Chiefs. It's going to finally. I'm going to keep saying it every year till it happens. The Kansas City Chiefs will be playing the Green Bay Packers in Santa Clara for the right to call themselves Super Bowl 60 champions.
I got Arizona taking that. Chiefs in Arizona.
Wow.
Chiefs and Cardinals. Chiefs and Cardinals, man. It's gonna shock everybody too. Mark
yeah.
that.
It's going to shock no one that it doesn't.
Mark that. Mark that.
You know, I was
Clip that.
feeling pretty good about the Rams until the last few weeks with just this whole thing with Stafford. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is just, you know,
What, he's got his own physical
I don't know. He's got like his own little mini what do you want to call it? Like RV that's this almost like a completely hyperbaric chamber. I don't know what the hell it is at the site. So that kind of scares me a little bit. I still say Detroit. I still like Detroit a lot. I think they're a very good team.
Without Ben
They're
Johnson.
to be like somewhat healthy during the course of the year, because last year their defense was completely decimated by the end of the year, and they were still, you know, in the hunt. So today I will say Detroit.
Okay.
I like that. Well, I was also going to go for the Rams, and then obviously the back thing with Stafford's been ticking on the past couple of weeks now.
Yeah, maybe we see Jimmy G, baby.
Imagine
Maybe.
run
Wouldn't
it back.
that be something?
Very, very handsome man.
I don't know why, because there's no evidence to suggest I should be feeling this way, but I feel optimistic about the 49ers this year.
You do.
So, you know, maybe complete the trilogy against San Francisco in
Home game for the 49ers.
But do they got the weapons though? Do y'all believe in? I mean, do you really believe in San Francisco? Do you really believe they got the weapons though?
Well, they got there the first time with pretty much. I mean, who was like Emmanuel Sanders was their number one receiver or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was.
and Debo was pretty young at
He was a rookie
at that time.
So
So
it was tough.
you know,
Getting
I'm just-
older.
I mean,
Running back situation
Ricky
kind of
Pearsall looked like he was the real deal. Now again, they've done things offensively. Everything centers around the run game, and then play action off of that, and that's when Purdy is at his best and so forth. But I really believe with the youth
What up, Tom?
that they've infused into their defense, and then having Robert Saleh in charge of it again, I think that's going to be real. That's going to make a
That's gonna
huge
help
difference.
tremendously.
And I believe also their schedule kind of gives them a pretty good opportunity to either win the division or certainly get in the playoffs. I think they play the AFC South and the NFC South. So yeah,
It's a lot because Atlanta look good over there. Atlanta look good. I like Baker Mayfield and them guys over there. They look good too. I mean, it's a lot of guys. It's a lot of teams in the looking good.
It's going to have to be reckoned with. I think again, Bulls defense. Baker's got that thing rolling.
Baker's nice. A lot of people ain't talking about Baker.
Ibuka looks like the real deal at wide receiver. So depending on what Godwin's health is like, you know, Mike Evans, you can pretty much pencil him in for 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. And they certainly have runners. I mean, Bucky Irving, Rashad White.
They got Tampa Bay look good, so Tampa Bay might be the team.
Yeah, huge defense. So I mean, they'll be good too. But no, San Francisco, I think, has every opportunity to kind of flip the script on the season and win a lot of games.
So if it comes down to Tampa Bay or San Francisco, Lou, who you got
to go to the Super Bowl or just head to head?
Super Bowl.
Well, I'm sticking with Detroit for now, but I would say just San Francisco. I believe I don't know why. I just kind of have a sense that maybe because you're not expecting it, where I think in the past few years it's expected that they just keep going back and back. They've made some changes, obviously. Hopefully, you know, if Ayuk is healthy, I mean that's going to make a big difference. But I just think with the infusion of youth on defense and Saleh, that's going to make a huge difference.
So Tom said Bucks will win their division again. I believe that. I definitely believe that. I really do.
Yeah, the 49ers schedule is not difficult at all.
Well, the
Philly,
NFC
West
Washington,
in general,
Tampa Bay in that order.
And did they finish fourth last year or third?
Who was that?
The Niners. Was Arizona fourth?
We was fourth. I believe we was fourth. Yeah.
Okay, so Niners are third. So I mean, they don't have to. They didn't win the division, obviously, so they don't have to win. They don't have to play the division champions from each of the NFC conferences, so
Right.
or divisions. So anyway, yeah, I mean, its schedule is certainly inviting, and I think if Purdy's healthy and that defense is back up to snuff, they're going to be tough ones to deal with.
100%, yeah.
Nick. We can't hear you.
Yes. Sorry. I'm being harassed on my phone. It's got to stop. Okay.
Nick is on a different show right now.
He is.
I'm here.
What can you tell us about, the potential movement in the stadium or lack
well,
of movement?
Here's what I know. First and foremost, the Kansas City Royals have had surveys out at the 119th and Null location, which is the T-Mobile campus, Sperry campus. They also signed an extension to the lease, which will mean that all the tenants will have the opportunity to stay. It's my understanding that those will be completed, and then the renderings will start to appear. They'll finalize those renderings probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then we may get a view of the plan and the idea. So far, the state of Missouri has not put forth the tax incentive plan for the stadium tax to get on the ballot to be voted upon. Both teams have received offers from the Kansas side. The Chiefs have had long discussions with Kansas. However, as optimistic as I was that it was going to be in Kansas, I'm not so sure anymore. Not that I think they're going to stay at Arrowhead, because I think they want a new dome. They want a lot of facilities. And even though Clark Hunt, always refers, as Lou said, what would Lamar do? I think the consensus is that you need to move forward at this point. So I don't know where the location could potentially be if they stay in Missouri. And I'm not going to throw hypotheticals out there because at this point, we really don't know for sure how it's all going to pan out. But if the vote doesn't get done in Missouri, which would be a stadium tax to help oversee the costs of the stadiums, both teams are going to be in Kansas. And the issue is the county commissioner, Frank White, former Royals great, has really put a thorn in the negotiations with the Chiefs and the Royals. There is a petition to get him removed. So if that happens, then I think they can probably get this on the ballot. Now, the question is this. The Star Bonds were extended for the Chiefs to go through a full year. However, it's my understanding there is a stipulation that Kansas doesn't want to have to wait for Missouri to get their act together, which they may never do, by December 31st. So I think the biggest holdup has been the Royals. They've really slow played this. They've drugged their feet. They're not asking for anywhere near as much money as the Chiefs. So you would think it'd be easier for them to make a decision. And ultimately, I think they'll be in either Clay County, which can also require a vote, but leaning more and more that they're going to be on the Kansas side in Leawood. Now, of course, the city of Leawood in Kansas, as wealthy as it is, and Johnson County, as wealthy as it is, it's the second or third wealthiest county in the country. There's still some logistics that they have to work out. But, next to the town center location, hotels, they'll have a parking structure. They can do a lot of things. But I think that's I think ultimately what's going to happen in the next 3 to 4 weeks. I think you're going to see some movement. And I think you're going to see a little bit more pressure put by KCK. And of course, this Missouri vote for November ballot, I think has to happen. And I think on the 23rd or 24th of August. If not, it doesn't go on until the April ballot. And I don't think both teams want to wait to then and take the chance that the people vote no. So unfortunately in Kansas, they don't need a vote for anything. The money's there. And all the Chiefs have to do is sign on the dotted line. In Missouri, it's still very convoluted and very complicated. But I think the stalemate in all this is the Royals just taking their sweet time in what I think ultimately will be a move to Johnson County.
Who's the guy that gave $300 million to University of Kansas?
David Booth. David Booth is
Does he live in Leawood County?
No, he doesn't. He's an Austin, Texas guy. Went to school in Lawrence.
That would certainly jack up the
yeah, I don't know. He's given to my knowledge, he's given away not just to Kansas, but close to $700 to $750 million to benefactors. Kansas has received upwards of almost $400,000 in total to date. $400 million. I'm sorry. Yeah. He gave $300 million to Northwestern. He gave, I think, $50 million to University of Texas for their business school or their technology school. So he's just
generous.
Yeah, I mean, his company's worth over $2 billion. He can't take it with me. He got divorced a while ago. So, hey, at the end of the day, he'll be Kansas is set. They can do whatever they want now. They got the money for the stadium.
Well, the only reason I bring it up is when you said that somewhere in Kansas is like one of the wealthiest, whatever areas in
Johnson
in the country,
County, Kansas. Yeah,
that would seem off. I mean, when you think of like Silicon Valley, Manhattan, I mean, there's like you would think there's some other places where there's going to be a lot more cash.
Everybody feeling disappointed, man. Everybody don't want Kansas.
But the bottom line is, I think the important thing, Nick, is I think they want to make a decision by the end of the year. Don't
they both do.
That's what Clark kept talking about as far as, well, we need time to plan this out. And, if you're going to build something or renovate, it's going to take some time to do it.
How much planning do you need, though? Damn.
Well, you can plan. I mean, it's a 3 to 4 year process, depending on what restrictions you have with the land. Like for the Royals, if they go to Johnson County, the ground, the space is there. In Kansas, the land's already been acquired, so they could start construction. If the Chiefs made an announcement on September 1st, they'd be digging dirt by end of the year, so they would start their construction. The Royals may take into the spring, just because there's some logistics and some buildings and some spots that would have to be removed. But at the end of the day, it's a mess. The fans don't want to hear that they could be leaving Arrowhead. I think there's a little bit of apathy that's joined in about the Royals, especially the season that they're having. They just can't get out of their own way on the field. Even though they're 4 games out for a wild card spot, they've been 4 games out of a wild card spot for 3 weeks, and they haven't made any improvement. So,
well, in terms of Arrowhead, it still, remains as one of the most iconic stadiums in the country. Whenever you see these polls done of stadiums in the United States, it's either 1 or 2, regardless of what the category is, and it's, was built 50 years ago. And some of these other ones that sometimes jostle with have been built in the last 5 years.
Right.
So I think that's probably part of it too. And just the fact that, hey, if it's the Kansas City Chiefs, it's been Missouri all this time, you'd like it to stay that way. And, maybe there's some PTSD with St. Louis. I mean, that's a whole different conversation, but just the fact that these teams are moving around, it hasn't happened in a while. I guess the Raiders were the last one. I guess the Chargers all around the same time. But anyway, it's just be interesting to see how this all shakes out. But
yeah. I don't know what happened to Mango. There he is. There we go.
All right.
All good. All right. So let's dive into some of our questions. It's that Friday Q&A, and let's see what you got.
Let's dive right on in, guys. Let's get it.
Well, I think we'll have Lou read out the first one. I think.
Please do.
Sure, let's do it. Throw it up there. All right. This is from Haley. Harrison mentioned how different the kickoff kicks are because they require precision and distance, like punts. Wondering why Matariza isn't doing the kickoffs if that's the case. Haley, all right. More you can do.
I think that's a great question. Harrison, it's interesting for those who went to camp. Butker was generally the first person out there in training camp. I mean, 20, 30, 40 minutes earlier, just kind of sizing up, distance and what he needs to do. I think Matariza, I would just leave him as the punt guy. I think Harrison Butker, if you watch the first preseason game, I think he did a really good job at placing the ball in specific areas. I really like the fact that they, have a couple of different options. So, I'm excited for his. It's all new. I mean, this is something new. It happened last year. It's changed again this year a little bit, but it's going to be fun to watch how the special teams adapts to it. But I completely trust him to get the job done.
Here it is.
Excellent analysis, Coach. So Ariza has been a kicker in the past at San Diego State. He has been a place kicker, so he's done both in the past. That aside, obviously Harrison's a hell of a lot more used to kicking off a tee and doing this as a professional, and you would hope your kicker could do that piece of it a little bit better. Now, if they were like drop kicking it or punts, then maybe you'd have Matt do it. But yeah, you got it. And if you just saw the last game, I thought Butker was doing an amazing job of placing the ball in that drop zone or target area, whatever it's called, and he was flirting with the sideline. I mean, who knows if the returner would have just had the patience to just let it go out of bounds, how many of those would have went out of bounds. But no, I think you certainly want to let Butker do this until he proves for some reason
that he can't. He'll be just fine.
I thought he did great, the first. All right, Perry, question. Am I crazy to say Williams outperformed Nazi? And I think we're talking about Joshua Williams here. But the Chiefs, for some reason, love Nazi.
I don't understand that.
Perry, this is right up my alley, man.
Go, Lou, go.
I've been asking this for about 12 months. And I don't know the answer. I keep begging for somebody. I think maybe somebody in the media did ask Merritt. There's kind of some confusion or something because I couldn't hear the questions on the broadcast on Chiefs.com or whatever. But I don't know. For some reason, Joshua has kind of fallen out of favor. It started last season. Everybody's had their turns getting beat. There's no question about that. You saw the Bills when Nazi was in their corner, it was just like in basketball, we're going to isolate and we're going after this guy. If Luka's covering somebody one-on-one, we're going to take it at him. And Nazi gets the same treatment. I wish I had an answer for you, Perry, but I'm frustrated because I do have a soft spot for Joshua. And I think he's got all the talent in the world to be a great outside corner.
Yep.
He just hasn't been able to put it together. And if Merritt's comments were directed towards Williams, because we still don't know. Still, we've got our IT, we've got our investigative team trying to work on it. He was concerned that maybe the guy that only is playing one position still not real solid with knowing what to do on every defensive ball, where he's a little more patient with the guys that they move around.
Man, I'm gonna say this, man. Why they don't have Williams out there going one-on-one with all the receivers, man? Where are the highlights film on that? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Williams ain't doing nothing bad out there. Nazi is getting beat to death. They are whooping this guy to death. Do the Chiefs love him? I don't know. I don't know.
They do.
But why? Why? Man, he's getting beat.
I've seen this a long time. You get a coach who just likes a guy, and he's going to give him every opportunity to succeed and every opportunity to learn from failure.
He's going to be
Nazeeh Johnson is that guy for Spags. Just loves him. Dave Merritt loves him. Andy Reid loves him.
Personality-wise, I get that. But
I'm not disagreeing with you. You know, the proof's in the pudding. If you're going to play the best 5 offensive linemen, you need to play the best cornerbacks as well.
Damn right.
And I think tonight's game between watching these two guys, I think, battle for a roster spot. It's going to be imperative that they make plays.
Down to that statement that Merritt made is where they're going to give a little bit more leeway to the guy that's playing, that can play nickel, that can play on the outside, that can play safety if you need him to. Where again, Joshua's kind of a one-trick pony, and they have him as an outside corner, and because of his length and speed and
that's
everything
what he
else.
is.
He doesn't. Joshua Williams really doesn't get beat though. He just don't turn around.
As in you've
no, he just doesn't turn around. He just doesn't turn around.
You were calling for his head 2 years ago.
Hell yeah, I still was. No, but the thing is, he doesn't turn around. He'd be in great position, just don't turn around. Johnson, on the other hand, just get beat bad. He just horrible.
Yeah,
Safety and playing DB. He just gets beat.
And the other thing, I mean, what I guess part of it is what he returning from injury, what he went through to get that done. Maybe it's a character thing. He just they just feel like he's a better fit character wise. I don't know. That's just it. We're just spitballing here because there hasn't been any declarative statement saying here's why Joshua doesn't get as many reps.
Right.
Because I'm sure he gets them in training camp. I'm sure when they're doing one-on-ones, they get in line. Everybody gets their opportunities. But, in team drills, in the 11-on-11s, I haven't seen, I don't know if anybody's seen it where he's had been featured or been out there for any length of time. Yes, good call, Ruben.
Very
Time
good.
for the mango drone.
Yes, absolutely.
Fire it up, Juice Kid. All right. So from Hector Villegas, is the Rasheed Rice suspension about revenue? It's odd that it was moved to late September. If it's a 6-game suspension, he'll return 1 week before the Thanksgiving game. Check their schedule. It will probably be a 4-game suspension because they played Buffalo after a 4-game suspension. Just a theory, of course. It's just been really weird that how the NFL has dealt with this. So they wait till now. Again, if they were negotiating, meaning the player, agent, PA, negotiating with the league, say maybe, and I think we have to assume right now that the league's number was out of bounds, or they felt it was out of bounds.
I got all the details, but
I'm saying it's closer to 10 than it is to 4, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure the players thinking, well, and Nick's chronicled this, I don't know what difference it makes, but since it happened, he's taken all the right steps to kind of, I don't know, soften the blow, kind of show that he's contrite, that, he's making amends, everything else. Okay, fine. That's a low bar. You would think anybody would want to do that at least, but they weren't able to come to terms. So now they set a trial date or a hearing date.
Right.
So the woman hearing it, Sue Robinson, I think her name is, the last time she did this was the Deshaun Watson thing, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they asked her in the last 2 days or whenever it came up, hey, would you be available to do this? Yeah, I'm available September 30th.
Right.
Oh, okay, we'll set it then.
Yeah.
Now they can still negotiate in the meantime and try to just get this ironed out. But it just seems like the league kind of dragged their heels here. If they thought this was a negotiating thing, hey, if we set a hearing date, maybe they'll just get it done.
Yeah, that's the goal. So this is kind of what broke down.
It's just delaying this. And even if they have the date on the 30th, say it gets to that point and they have it that day. Now Rasheed's already played 4 games?
Yep.
By the time she has a decision, it might be 2-3 weeks down the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just hard. Now the team's got a plan for this, figure out what they're going to do. I just don't like that they let it drag out. And now you've got all the conspiracy theorists. And again, nothing against you, Hector. Just you're not the only one saying, well, they look at the schedule. Well, hell, Chiefs have all these primetime games and look at who they have in the first 6.
Yeah.
But any stretch you look at, they're going to have big time games. So
yeah,
I'm just a little upset that they let it go because again, best case, get it over with. Then when it's ready to go time, let's go play.
Yeah. The only reason that this happened, I mean, how it works is you negotiate with the league, the NFLPA, the players rep for the Chiefs, which I believe is Leo Chenal. So the league came back and initially said it's going to.
He can do anything. He's going to lead the team in sacks, I heard.
There you go. So the initial response from the league was 8 games. The Chiefs the Chiefs reps and the union countered with 2, and they presented some facts. The league said 6, we'll take that. And then they tried to get to 4, and the league wouldn't budge. So at that point, there was an impasse, and they couldn't come up with. Now, they can still come up with this before the hearing, and I wouldn't be shocked if they come up with some sort of settlement. But the Chiefs are very clear that, based on Addison's case, that he shouldn't get more than 3 games. at least the NFLPA is behind that move too. So it's not going to be 2, and I don't think it's going to be 8, but I think 6 is unfair. I think 4 is the magic number. But, she's going to have the hearing, and it could take her a week. It could take her 2 weeks. And again, the only time she's done this is with Deshaun Watson. What did he get? 10 games?
11.
11 games.
Yeah.
And look what he did.
And it got pushed way, that took
So, I mean,
forever.
there could be negotiations that say, listen, it's unfair to penalize in mid-year. Why don't we do the 4-game suspension to start 2026? So we don't really know how it's going to play out yet, but I think the league is unrealistic, asking for 8, going down to 6. I don't think the punishment is worth that.
I've said it before, and I'm sure it's come up in other places that, I mean, if there's videotape, it's just immediately people just look at it differently.
Yeah.
That I
feel like it's unfair, man.
I saw what happened. So this is
But they have to
outrageous.
go in the legal documents.
We need to push it up to a bigger number. So
A lot of guys just feel like with his situation,
Ray Rice, Kareem Hunt. right?
other players been dealing with like some drama, but they don't have this. I feel like this is like a little tap on the behind. You know what I'm saying? This is a little compared to all the other players and what they got. You know what I'm saying?
They want to give him a full slap.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. To me, if Jordan Addison, if there would have been like a dash cam or whatever, and him driving inebriated, and you could see him kind of maybe, or if he hit something or someone, I think that would have been more than 3 games. But I think they've been consistent that a DUI is just like automatically it's 3 games. That's it. Do you think at some point that if it kind of keeps going in this direction, that the Chiefs just don't step in and say, listen, kid, for the betterment of the team, we're going to take this hit, whatever, just accept it. We'll just start from the beginning of the season. We'll whatever, it's 6 games, 8 games, whatever it is. And just once you get back, we're going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah,
straight ahead.
I think it's possible. I don't think the Chiefs would ask him to do that. I think the NFLPA would object. It's the entire thing's a crazy process because you have the arbitrator in case there's a stalemate.
It's rigged. It's all
Troy Vincent makes the final recommendation. Then Roger Goodell has to sign off on it.
Roger Goodell can say or do whatever he wants.
Even if she comes back and says 6 games, well, then he gets a meeting with Roger face to face, and they can have a discussion, and he can present his case to Roger, and then Roger can make the adjustment. So it could be week 8,
right?
It could be week 7.
Yeah,
we may not learn. We may not learn until the bye week,
right? Like the hearings on the 30th, that you have a decision like the next day or something. That just ain't happening
because he has to accept that decision. So we know he's going to play with the Chargers, Eagles, Giants, and Baltimore. Probably play Jacksonville. Then you got the 3 home games: Detroit, Las Vegas, Washington, and at Buffalo. Then the bye week at Denver. To me, whatever the suspension is, I want it over before they go to Denver. That's a huge game. That game's going to say a lot about the direction of the AFC West. But for the Chiefs to say miss the first 6 games or 8 games or whatever it is, I don't know. But it's not consistent, and it's very, when you have the facts that you have and you look at what he's done off the field. This is a single issue, a bad one, but he's made restitution. He's paid large sums of money. This is going to cost him $3.5 to $4 million when it's all said and done.
Anything that Nick,
Man, Dame make a good point too, man.
Anything happen after the fact, unless it was just something else terrible, it doesn't matter. Whether he's paid,
it would matter in the decision.
Whether he said I'm sorry, whatever. That's all. Again, that's a very low bar. Anybody, if he has an agent, if he has PR people, yeah, here's what you need to do now.
Right.
But they're looking at that, and again, the biggest thing is the videotape. That's what I think is weighing heavy.
I don't disagree with you. I don't think it's worth 8 or 6 games.
I'm gonna say the NFL, like I agree with Dame. The NFL's inconsistent, man. They're not consistent on what they're doing when the process of dealing with these players. They're not consistent at all, man. It's like that's why a lot of people are having issues with this situation. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep flip flopping and changing it up. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. It's like, damn, like half it set in stone. This is what it is.
They're not doing it. The unfortunate piece of this, coach, is that this is in the CBA. This was collectively bargained that here's the system that we're going to have with the personal conduct policy. So it's just I just don't like the way they've handled it.
Nope.
You know, from the league standpoint.
It's sloppy, man.
And if it's
it's not a well-oiled. This process is not a well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
So
yeah.
Any more questions there?
What do we got?
Juice Kid, anybody else chime in?
Bring the juice.
All right. Philly C. Phil Castens from X.com. Interested to hear your thoughts on any glaring weak spots and potential free agents or trades that might be out there. Due to the injuries last year, Beach was moving and shaking throughout the early part of the season. Curious what you think he's cooking up now.
Well, I mean, you know, you got Justin Simmons out there. I mean, I think we're going to see how the Chiefs secondary does tonight. I don't think they're going to add a wide receiver. I think they have enough on the roster that they can.
I agree with that.
They can handle any suspension for Rasheed Rice. I mean, they're set really. To me, safety is the only concern. You know, I would still like to have another veteran back there. You know, but Simmons is going to cost a whole bunch of money. But Brett Veach will act. I mean, they've got 15 million in cap space. So, you know, they got plenty of room to do whatever they need to do to create the opportunity to get a guy if they got to pay him in a big chunk of money for 1 year. So I think to answer the question, yes, Veach will be active, but I don't think we're going to see anything till they know specifically what they might need or might be looking for. And again, a lot of the guys that are available, they don't want to. Camp's over, so you may see more of them sign here in the next, you know, week or two, so they don't have to go through the training camp now that all training camps basically are. Everybody's back home working at their facilities, as the Chiefs are now after they return from Seattle tonight. So I think there's still a veteran move they're going to make before they head to play the Chargers in Brazil. I'm just not sure where that's going to be at this point.
Yeah. I don't think, honestly, for real, dealing with the situation was going on with the injuries and the free agents and stuff like that. Like Nick, real talk. I agree with you 100% because I remember I kind of stated this, like the Chiefs are fine as far as their depth with the wide receivers. They're great. But as far as safeties going, yes, that is somewhat of an issue. You know what I'm saying? Because like we don't know what Nazi going to do. We don't know the situation with him. We don't know. I don't trust that man at all. So we just don't know. So again, I think Beach got something cooking though.
I think so too.
I think he do. I think he got that. So
yeah, Philly. I don't think there's any glaring weak spots. I think they like the safeties that they have. They're not going to do anything out of desperation. I think last year it was again D-Hop. They were kind of jonesing for him for a few years. So and it kind of worked out with Tennessee that they were able to make a deal, and so. That's why that happened. So I don't see that anything in the wide receiver room right now that would cause them to do that. But you had one of the guys. It was a Bradway. He had one of the guys that just got elevated in the front office was at the press availability earlier this week.
Mike Bradway.
And just like every other team goes, their pro personnel people are out there basically watching cut-ups of these of preseason games, whatever they can find from joint practices and so forth to see kind of, you know, are there guys in these other teams that we might like, guys that they scouted, you know, leading up to the drafts over the last 4 years. If they kind of, hey, we still like this guy. We think, you know, he's probably in a bad situation with this team. If he becomes available, hey, we'll go ahead and bring him on. Yep. So I don't think anything will be done out of desperation. I don't think they're going to overpay for an older veteran at any position at this point. Again, unless there's an injury. But rest assured, Veach, his crew, is hard at work every single day, scouring to see, you know, what's available. And if they think something makes sense, they'll pounce on it.
Yep.
I agree.
Well, I don't know if you remember the rumor the year we took FAU. The rumor was that Veach initially wanted to draft Mazzie Smith, who ended up with the Cowboys, you know. with Parsons, requesting that trade, do you send FAU there?
Michigan interior D lineman. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I'd make that swap. And it's crazy because the Cowboys loved him, and Jerry Jones was like in the video was adamant about he's going to be a superstar, and he hasn't turned into anything.
Yeah,
he just needs to change. I think both players need to change change of location. Now, FAU had some good snaps, and he made a couple of decent plays. I thought, in the opener against the Cardinals, he'll get a lot of reps tonight. Along with Galati, so we're going to kind of see what those guys.
Let's go, Galati.
And I if it's a 1-for-1 swap, I make that trade.
Dude, are you swapping?
Cowboys tackle for FAU.
For FAU,
Mozzie. Is it Mozzie?
I believe so.
Yeah, Mozzie Smith. I guess it just really depends on how they feel about him. I think they want to give him another opportunity in terms of FAU to see what he can do this year. And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But the interior, that might be one place that they might be on the hunt. It may not be Mozzie Smith, but you got Pinnell, a little bit older. He did hold up for a long time last season, which was a little bit of an upset for me. But I didn't think he would hold up the whole year.
Either.
But
let me step away real quick, guys. Real quick.
What parking lot is going to amount to? It was one game. I don't know how many snaps he played. Are they going to use him more as a rush guy? He's not really the run stuffer type, but can he develop into that? Tillery, a little bit bigger dude, but I think as a vet, I think they feel comfortable with him playing inside. And beyond that, I really haven't heard many names that have come up during the course of training camp, and some of the other guys doing videos or when they do their Twitter feeds. Who is it? Is it Sam McDowell or one of those guys does like a thread after every practice, and he goes through the entire thing, which is a good thing to take a look at.
Sure.
But it wasn't a lot of interior defensive linemen mentioned.
Right.
So that might be one area that they could look to make some sort of.
All right, Tom Hood's got a good question. How much playing time will Simmons get at left tackle tonight? Listen, I think Simmons and Kingsley Suamataia, this is a critical game for them. And we kind of talked about Kingsley, and we broke down his game last week. Some good things and some not so good things, but more good than bad. But for these guys, I think you're going to see them play into the second quarter together. I think it's highly critical that Suamataia gets more comfortable. I really want to see Seattle do a lot of blitzes, so he has to make a decision so we can see how he reacts. And I think this is a really big game. It's interesting. Andy Reid said, it's kind of up to Andy Heck, the offensive line coach, to get him ready to go, which kind of leads me to think maybe there's another option at left guard, and that maybe Andy's still not.
You got Caliendo.
You got Caliendo can play there. You got Jalen Moore. I mean, there's a lot of combinations, but it's getting late, to make that change. So I would think after tonight's game, if they don't see the improvement that they're looking for Kingsley, then as they prepare for the season opener against the Los Angeles Chargers, we may not see the reps because these practices are closed.
I think time wise, I think that's why you every time the question comes up with Coach Reid is that we're working everybody in there, rotating them in and out, so everybody kind of has an opportunity at it. So I don't know that. I guess the timing of it wouldn't be great, but I don't think it would be like a killer either.
Just one of those guys
that they've seen with a better chemistry with Josh, then I think they would go in that direction.
Right.
So yeah, game reps. Yeah. As far as just to answer the question, I think they will play maybe the entire first quarter. I don't know that they'll go much further than that though.
I think they might. I think they might go. It depends on how long Gardner Minshew is going to play. You're only going to play 3 quarterbacks today. Zappi's going to get some opportunity. Oladokin's going to get the cleanup maybe in the second half.
Yeah, I
It
think
just
the
it just
entire
kind of
second half is.
yeah, it's gonna be that'll be about
if you all stay up for that, God
that's about
bless you.
10:30, 10:45, 11 o'clock. That's when the second half will start. So yeah, depending. All right, we got another
Bumpa.
question. Bumpa
Underscore BB.
like it.
Okay.
How
Go ahead, Lou.
how much longer can this D line be Chris Jones and friends? Karlaftis needs to step up, or one of these D line draft picks need to hit. Along with that is FAU, the worst first round pick from Veach ever? Question
Hello.
mark?
No.
So he's saying a lot there, Bumpa.
Hello.
You got a lot going on there.
I don't think it's the worst.
I think George has stepped up. That's why they paid him, but he will continue to evolve. I mean, as long as Chris Jones is playing, it's always going to be Chris Jones and friends. I mean, you're not going to be anybody that's going to supersede Chris Jones on this group. I mean, he's the gold jacket guy, right? So these other younger players, they have to come up and get better. They have to play. So, I wouldn't be so critical on George. My God, come on, man. George is doing his thing.
No, George is good. George is solid.
Now,
George
we
is
want
fine.
to see him continue to elevate for sure, but so far, to where he started and where he's gotten to in a short time playing football, I think he might be ahead of schedule.
I think everybody knows in the kingdom it's FAU. He needs to step up. It's FAU. He needs to step up. You're a first round guy. You got to step up. Ain't no excuses.
I agree with Bumpa for sure. He's got to. Yeah. We got to see something, and we got to see it.
We got to see something.
Yeah,
got to see.
I mean, he's been working with Tamba Hali, and Tamba did a great job with Karlaftis. So, but we haven't seen that same progression in FAU.
That's it. FAU, man. FAU is on you, bro. It's on you, man. Tonight will be the night.
Alicia Marie, is there something weird going on with Rasheed Smith? Good question. Why did they sign another running back? I heard something about Dave Toe being critical of him, not returning punts, etc. Is he not a good locker room fit? Thanks for the question, Alicia Marie. There's a lot there. I think what tends to happen is the most controversial tweets, if you would, get cycled more than anything else. I will say Tobe was probably upset that he fair caught a punt at the 4-yard line. Correct. Yeah, anybody would. That's just that was kind of just a mistake, a rookie mistake, and you're fortunate that it happened in a preseason game. I don't think anything weird is going on with Brashard. I think that he is fine. I think he's going to be given ample opportunity. I think they have high hopes for him to be potentially an every down back moving into next season. So he'll have every opportunity, but don't believe everything you read or just kind of maybe take it with a grain of salt. There's some truth in it, but it's not like he's a locker room cancer. We can't believe we
there's none of that there.
You'd be telling those scouts that you completely screwed this up. He's a bad apple. Why, everything, all the reports were false and that. So no, I don't think there's anything to that.
I think the reason they brought another back is because Kareem Hunt's a little dinged up. Yep. So I think that's kind of a precautionary thing.
Is she speaking about Michael Wiley? Right?
Yeah, Michael Wiley, bringing in Michael Wiley. I mean, he's not going to make the team. Maybe you throw him on the practice squad, But I think when you look at Rasheed Smith, again, Mango and I talked about this, and I kind of believe it to be true. Maybe they're stashing him. Maybe they don't want to give him a lot of reps. Now tonight, if he gets a lot of reps, and he has a really good, game, then it's going to draw attention of other teams. But I don't think he's in danger of missing the roster because I think they see the potential. I think you keep 2 or 3 or 4 guys on your roster that are guys that are contribute either later this season or next season. I don't think you take the risk. Running backs are a dime a dozen, but we were all gung-ho about this kid in the draft. We thought he'd be drafted much, much earlier. There are a lot of running backs that went before him that I don't think are as good. It's can he get up to speed and make plays in Andy Reid's offense, which is, playbook's this thick, it's complicated. And the running backs, it's not just about running, it's catching, it's routes. But a goal line out receiver, have to block and pick up a blitz. I mean, the kid's only been a professional NFL player for a couple of months, and he's only had 1 game. So I think it's way too early to judge on him, but he's definitely not somebody that's a problem in the locker room. And I guarantee if he gets a chance to return kickoffs, he won't do a fair catch at the 4-yard line.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that, man. I feel like, like like with him, he's a weapon, right? He's a weapon. The man can return punts. He's decent in the backfield, and he played pretty decent as a wide receiver. So just give the man some time. We're just trying to find his niche. Let the man find his niche, and then he'll be just fine. Remember, he's a rookie, so I give him some leeway. It's his first year.
Yep.
It's his first year.
Good question though, because that's it's been making the rounds. I don't know why or where it's coming from, but it's certainly out there.
That was actually the final question from the viewers. So Lou, I'll ask you the titles right there. How will Kingsley Suamataia fare in year 2?
Well, I think it remains to be seen. Let's just assume that he's the starter, okay? And that by him starting, it's not going to be something that he's just given because, hey, we took him in the second round last year. We got to play him here, see what we got, whatever. He will have earned that position. We've mentioned a couple of names, the guys that have played there before, Caliendo being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Norzad, for those people, those doubters, he's a damn good player, and I think he could probably fill in at that position as well. But if he's the starter and even if he grows even at a slow pace or by the end of the year, I think he'll be doing quite nicely. We don't want to make the standard, not the standard, but the bar being Joe Tooney, because that's impossible, right? Yeah. I mean, an all-timer, gold jacket. I don't know what's he got, like 5 rings. So I think he is going to be, if given the opportunity, I think he will play well. I don't know how dominant he's going to be, but I think he's going to have playing inside. I think it's going to be the best thing for him.
Yeah.
Now, he may eventually return to playing right tackle or left tackle on another team at some point, because we're expecting Josh Simmons to be the left tackle for the next 12 years. But I think that we will be pleased. Now, during the course of the year, there's going to be people bitching about it because that's just what people do. But I think at the end of the year, we'll say that was a good move by the Chiefs.
Yeah, I said all off season, once they drafted Simmons, I wasn't as concerned with the offensive line the way it's shaped now. I think John Taylor's had actually a really excellent camp, and I think that these are the guys that they're going to go with. As Lou said, you got him in guard, not a tackle. He's got Simmons, he's got Humphrey next to him. These are guys that know what to do to help out a position player. Kind of like Thuney had to do. When the tackles were out there last year, he had to kind of cover for them until ultimately he took the position and played left tackle the last 5 games into the postseason. So, listen, the Chiefs' offensive line is going to be better this year. I think Kingsley's athletic enough. It's just a matter of, can I pick up the blitzes? I think that's really the only thing he needs to work on, is when to get off his man to pick up the blitz, and if the center or the tackle is going to cover. I think in run blocking, he's solid. It's just that pass protection and that, okay, what happens if they just do an all-out blitz? And he's got to deal with 2 gaps.
Honestly,
Go ahead.
Honestly, I'm going to say this. If you look at the Chiefs offensive line, man, the offensive line is solid, man. Like, him and Simmons going to get it together. I have confidence they're going to get it together. It's going to happen. It's no real hiccup with Kingsley right now. He's in a great position. I feel like him playing guard fits him very well. I feel like y'all going to see the outcome of this season, because that offensive line is solid. Kingsley just work on little hand placement. He'll be just fine.
Yeah.
He'll be just fine.
I like Demisho's comments. They'll be filthy if these guys are. You get 5 maulers out there, and they have the chance to have that.
Exactly.
I'm all in. This is the offensive line that Andy had in Philadelphia. He just had 5 guys. They were versatile. They were mobile. So we'll see what happens.
So are we going to just come off the ball, come downhill? We're going to run the ball 40 times a game.
I'm not saying that. I think when you look at the size and you look at the makeup of this offensive line, it reminds me more of what Andy had in Philadelphia.
You'd think
just body size, talent.
With that size, they'd have the ability to do that. That's why sometimes it's frustrating when they have some issues running the ball. But Yeah, I think, like I said, in the first game, it just seemed like those guys were coming off the ball really well. The second unit was really coming off the ball. And, I mean, they could have just run it down their throats, I think. But,
Right.
you know, they want to, get some reps for the quarterbacks. It is preseason and all.
Yep.
So yeah, obviously it's game days. The Chiefs take on the Seahawks.
Wake up. If you're still asleep, wake up.
Yeah,
Wake up.
what are you doing, guys? I mean, over here it's almost 9 p.m. Please wake up.
Look at Jalen. Jalen gets the game day special
Look at
treatment
that.
here.
He
Let's
does,
go.
yeah, he does indeed. Dre, who is your one to watch in Chiefs Seahawks this evening?
One to watch, it will be no other than Nazi.
And why is that?
But you know what's crazy though, Lou? I've been beating Williams over the head for a long time.
The Dre camera, ISO.
Yeah. Like Williams to me, and I really started watching this young man. He has the tools to be a good corner.
Yeah,
The thing with him is his awareness. Just turn around, locate the ball because he's in great position. He's always in great position.
Yeah.
So honestly, I want to see him out there a lot of one-on-ones. I want to see him manned up. I want to really see him go. But other than that, Nazi to me, man, because like I'm trying my hard to give him some props. I'm trying to show this man some love, but every time I look at the video or post, he's getting beat. He's always getting beat by rookies to veterans. He's always getting beat. So I want to see what Nazi's gonna do tonight.
Yeah, I stand on business. Joshua pissed somebody off. Seriously, I don't know if he was like mouthed off to somebody, did something wrong, because it's just I just don't get it. How you just let this guy not play snaps? I mean, what the hell? I don't understand it.
The
but,
55. He said the 55. I like it.
I love it.
Would Josh be your one to watch tonight? Should he get game time?
If he gets in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Merritt called them the Fab Five, right? And when they all came in together, and it just hasn't worked out. And I think maybe it has something to do. Maybe he pissed coach off, because that's the most frustrating thing in coaching is when you see all the talent and potential ability in somebody, and you give them all the advice, you give them the coaching points, you teach them the techniques and everything else, and it doesn't translate onto the field on a consistent basis. It's hard to keep running them out there because you're thinking yourself, what is wrong with this kid? Right. What did he, what's why can't he pick this up? This isn't that hard. So, and I'm saying not so much covering an NFL receiver, that's really hard, but just the technique and making sure that you're doing that properly. So it's a mystery, man.
Nick, you're one to watch tonight?
I'm going to go with my guy, Asa Poll. I want to see him. He got some second team reps this week.
Number 79.
Ahead of Wanye Morris, which I thought was interesting. If he's playing second team reps tonight, I think my pick of him making the roster are going to be good. I think he's too talented. I think he's the third best tackle they have on the roster, and maybe fourth. And he's better than any of the backups. So get this guy a good half. I mean, he just mauled. He made every play in 17 snaps that he had to make. He's 6'7", 330, 340.
He's a massive human. Yeah.
He's a massive man, and I think ultimately he could be the right tackle for the Chiefs. Yeah. And I think they could move Jalen Moore inside the guard. And I think that offensive line would be brutal good for the Chiefs.
Good call, John Harrison. Yeah. I mean, you can coach the technique part of it. Heart, grit, all those things that you can't coach. Effort, right?
You can't.
So,
yep. What movie is that from, John? Come on.
Can't coach effort.
Every sports movie ever.
Shane Falco, Gene Hackman. You can't coach heart. The Replacements. My second favorite NFL football movie of all time.
There you have it.
This might not be a surprise to anyone. But obviously, my one to watch this evening is none other than 81, Mr. Nico Remihia.
He gets his own banner.
I'd like maybe to get him some snaps on offense just to see where he is.
Yeah.
Because we know, I think he's kind of proven that he's got all the ability to be a good returner, whether it be punts or kicks. We've seen that. He's not just fast, but he's tough to tackle. And he's got some girth to him. So, that seems to be kind of where the receiver or the return guys are going, because with the tacklers starting so close, you can bust some tackles and you're gone. Right.
Right.
So I'd like to see him, get some offensive snaps.
Well, yeah, I was saying something similar to Nick the other day. I was like, I just want to see him play with like a competent quarterback.
Yeah, he needs Minshew time. If he can get some reps with Minshew, I think he's got a chance to show what he can do.
Fingers crossed, because he was obviously Minshew was running with the ones in the last day of training camp. Remihio and Royals and Brownlee were like the main 3 receivers, I believe.
Yeah.
So hopefully get some looks, but yeah, it'd be Nico for me. I just want to see what he can do on offense, especially after Connor Embry said he knows all the spots, he can do it all. Let's see it then. I don't think he's been given that chance yet. So hopefully we see some Nico tonight. It would be my one to watch.
Crystal, he's not making the roster. That's all there is to it.
It's a done deal for T-Rex.
So he's gone. He's gone.
Oh man, I think they're going to stick with him.
I don't think so.
God, that boy always getting beat. He's always getting beat too.
We'll get you.
Final question. All
right, Ikoe. Hello, guys. Do you think we have a formidable running back room? I think when healthy, I think they've got 4 good running backs. If they keep 3 plus a fullback, we don't know. We don't know which way this is going to go.
And Smith is versatile too.
I think ultimately speaking, Smith is going to be the starter. But Pacheco's looked really strong. I was very impressed with his work ethic in the summer. Training camp, he's been brilliant. And also, he had a nice run where he did something that I didn't think he could do. He patiently waited for his line to open up the hole, and he bounced into the crease. And there you go. So,
all right, guys.
Let's hear from our sponsors, Underdog, one more time before we close this thing out.
Play now in Missouri. If you're looking for a great fantasy game, we've teamed up with UnderdogFantasy.com. You can play $5 and get $50. You can use the special promo code Chiefs Blitz. The game is available in 33 states. Check out the availability map. You must be 18, 19, or 21 years older to play, but it's an outstanding game. The app is very simple. You can deposit and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash for new customers, and make sure you use the Chiefs Blitz code, and so you can register to start playing this amazing game. Play Pick'em on Underdog. You can, with all your favorite NBA players, James, Curry, Ball, anybody and everybody who's in the NBA, you can play higher or lower. It is an amazing product. It's very simple to use. If I can do it, anybody can. And just make sure when you log on to UnderdogFantasy.com, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. That's right. We make it simple around here. Hit the QR code, put in the promo code Chiefs Blitz. Again, my picks for Friday Night Football: Gardner Minshew, more than 0.5 passing touchdowns. Sam Darnold, more than 55.5 passing yards. Jalen Royals, more than 21.5 receiving yards. And Cameron Ward, higher, 0.5 passing touchdowns.
Just wanted to share a tweet from Ben Devine. He's like a beat writer for the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears and the Bills had a joint practice today, and there's some interesting, just a little interesting stat, because I think I always like to poke fun at Josh Allen when we can. So today, Josh Allen threw 3 interceptions, Caleb Williams threw 0. And that's the Bears didn't have their top 4 DBs, and Caleb Williams he threw more touchdowns than Allen as well.
Hey, you gotta love practice stats, man. That's awesome.
Let's
Love
go.
to see it.
Take it where you can get it. But I think Josh and Caleb both are due to start that game. I think they play on Sunday.
They are going to play. Yeah. All right. One last thing before we head out. You have a chance to win the Ultimate Ride. Of course, there's my let's go do that first. The Ultimate Ride, Derek Thomas' Mercedes raffle. Just hit the QR code, It's $100. Winner will be chosen October 16th, 2025. All proceeds go to the Derek Thomas Neil Smith Third and Long Foundation and the Duran Cherry Foundation. 100% of the benefits. So this is one of those things where they use this to cover costs. This goes actually to help out into the community. This is a great event, a once in a lifetime opportunity. All you got to do is scan, put in some information, deposit, play $100, put $100 in, get your raffle ticket, and wait till October 16th, and we will have the name of the winner on the Four Guys at a Bar Chiefs Blitz podcast.
Look at that.
All right, again, if people know, I'm selling all of my memorabilia. So if you're looking for something with the 1970 Super Bowl IV champion Kansas City Chiefs, got a ball signed by Bobby Bell, Hall of Famer, Willie Lanier, Hall of Famer, Lenny Dawson, Hall of Famer, Emmett Thomas, Hall of Famer, and Johnny Robinson, who was voted in by the Seniors Committee in 2019. $1,450 includes the case and free shipping, and I might throw in a little extra prize as well.
Bargain at any price.
Any hints
for the low
to what
low.
it might be?
What's that?
Any hints to what the prize might be?
I don't know yet. I'll just have to wait. We'll have to see. Maybe if it's not sold over the weekend, we'll do it on Monday.
So did anybody notice Taylor Swift was on with the Kelseys?
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Brilliant. 2 hours.
Well, it broke, didn't it?
Probably
It broke.
It broke the internet. I told you it was going to break the internet. I was correct.
Just about every metric was just ridiculous and
Smashed.
Yeah,
It was like 1 a.m. here. I was watching it and it froze. And there was like a whole 20 minutes left that they had to fix out and get up on YouTube.
Yeah, but that's what at the 145 mark, I was like, man, this is going really long. And then it just stopped. Like,
I mean, I thought it was pretty revealing. I mean, I thought it was some interesting things there. I think that, I loved her. I loved her football IQ. I loved the Worthy, Xavier Worthy excitement over that draft pick. Like she knew who he was and how excited they're going to be and how excited she was for that. And I'm sure Worthy loves it now that he heard it directly from her. He's probably going to be ridiculed for that. And he's going to love it. And he's going to enjoy it. And, she's embraced the Chiefs kingdom. And Travis is a different person, than that, he's grounded. He's settled. I mean, they're happy. And that's all that matters. And I think Travis is set for a massive year.
I asked my daughter a question. I said, at what point does Travis Kelce, as he's driving home, right? And then he just like goes in and not be like, oh my God, Taylor Swift is in my house. Right. At what point does it just become, well, Taylor, whatever, hi Taylor, whatever. He's like driving home. Hey, Taylor Swift is at my house right now.
Yeah, there it is. We're going to call him Sourdough and exclamation point. Those are my 2 nicknames.
Yeah, that went on a bit long. That was a little overdone.
Well, my wife is obsessed with sourdough too,
bread,
so I get it.
Yeah, different flavors though. That was different.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. It's you got it. There's a massive process you have to do to make sourdough bread.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put all you gentlemen on the spot right now.
I do it.
Hense doesn't have an option. He's going to be forced into it. Let's do a watch along for opening night in Brazil. Chiefs Chargers. Are you in, Nick?
Yes, I think so.
Dre?
Friday night.
Under the lights. Thanks for watching.
Gotta be there.
Yeah.
That's going to be streamed on YouTube, right?
It's free. Yes,
free on YouTube. Nice. So I would imagine that's going to be a band.
That's going to break the internet too.
Yeah. So hopefully, the difficult thing is, again, I mean, for our viewers, I mean, you can kind of see this and kind of understand. We're watching in like 4 or 5 different places, streams, and so forth. So it's hard to
if we all agree to watch it on YouTube, if we all agree to watch on YouTube, we'll be fine.
Not necessarily, because again, my internet, it's never going to be perfect, right? And the reactions come at different times. And I don't care where it's streamed or whatever, Hense will always get the picture.
Yeah, we're just going to mute him.
I don't know how that happens. I don't know what the hell kind of deal he made with the devil, but he just seems to it comes up on his screen. Yeah,
I'll have to do it from my laptop because I have to watch the game on the big screen. I can't watch it on my little office TV. It just doesn't have the same emotional impact.
Definitely from the couch for me.
Yeah, it'll be from the couch for me.
Very good. Very
All right,
good
guys.
indeed. Right. I think that's going to be it for tonight, fellas.
All right.
We'll
Peace
see
out,
you
everybody.
on Monday.
All right, take
guys.
care, everybody.
Enjoy the game, gang.